Okay, sorry about that. It cut off because my time was maxed out. Okay, so closing comments. Tomika went over everything that we had discussed and asked if I need additional questions. She thanked me for taking the time to come. So, she made sure I had an application to take with me, a floor plan, pricing sheet, and a business card. She said that she will be following up in a few days. She walked me to the door and shook my hand. So let's see. So this says, okay, when we email her, let's ask if she asked her to complete the application on site, because that's not what this says. This says that she just asked her to take an application. And if that's what happened, then she shouldn't get credit for the closing. So we'll ask her that in addition to the other thing. Okay. Fair housing. They're supposed to ask fair housing questions. If they didn't say anything discriminatory, then this will just be no, no period. Everybody likes to put periods there, but there's no period, so it's just no. Please indicate the question you asked and how they responded, but they don't want quotes. So, okay. You can say, I asked what type of people lived there, and Tomika said everyone was allowed to apply. Okay, let's see. Tomika said they could not guarantee anyone's safety. Okay, I'm just going to put safety. They want us to not put contractions at all. No can't, won't, shouldn't, cannot, would not, should not. It's an adjustment to do that, but that's what they want. So Tomika said they could not guarantee safety. She said to find out more about the area, I should check with the local police department. Okay, here is the follow-up that's on that main page. We know she sent all 3 follow-ups. We need to make sure that this is in the correct format. Okay, and then save. Additional questions. This is just going to be another thing. Okay, so the date of the telephone call. I usually write down this information and I'll show you that. I usually write down the date of the visit. So 3-1-110, 5 minutes. So 3-1, but you want to just take away the 20 on this. 110, you're going to change this to military time for the time of the location of the community. So actually, I need to go back and change that. This was in Virginia, and they're an hour ahead of us, so that would be 14:10 because they're 2:10. And then 5 minutes, we're just going to put 5 because it shows you right here. You get a little cheat. Did you verify the person that you spoke to on the phone? She repeated her name, that's fine. And then this is the information for the on-site visit, which is the same. 133, we're going to change to 1333. I'm going to have to make sure that that's correct. Let's see. And then, okay, let me open that back up and make sure. And have it side by side. Okay, 3-1. Right, okay, so I need to change that also to 2. And then, okay, so 3-1, 130, so yeah. That's her time. We're assuming she put her time, so 130, 39 minutes. I'm going to save that since I changed that on that screen. And then I'm going to cancel. come back over here. 39, 1333, and then, okay. So this is just if you need more additional information about the shopper. Otherwise, we don't edit any of that. You just let that go because the client doesn't see that part. Okay, so then this can X out. Okay, the customer experience, this is what they thought. You just want to make sure that the tone of this is along the lines of the tone of the report. Most of the time you won't change anything, but this section right here is the only section that should say the leasing professional. It should not say anyone's name. So as a real customer considering leasing at this community, I thought it was very reasonable. That doesn't make sense. As a real customer considering leasing at this community, I thought that doesn't make sense. The pricing was reasonable. The surrounding amenities were minutes away and everything was convenient. You could really be at home there. Let's see. As a real customer considering leasing at, I always change this to the community. I thought the pricing was reasonable. The surrounding amenities were minutes away and everything was convenient. You could really be at home there because and this would be a great starter place. Okay. So then if you remember, we need to go back. We skipped the executive summary, so we need to go back there. So the overall attitude and impression, okay. Let's see. Tamika was positive and personable. They want you to say at least 3. So she was informative and she created a good rapport. Okay. Closing. Would you like to complete? Oh, now see, here she's saying she did. Would you like to complete an application today? So let's say, Tamika asked if I wanted to complete an application that day. She said to keep in mind that pricing changed daily. I would have leased because of the presentation that was given by Tamika. The pricing, oh, nope, you can't say anything about that. Yep, you can only say about the presentation. I would have leased because of the presentation given by Tamika, okay? That doesn't really say much, but Tamika made a point to involve me in the entire process. She asked my opinion about the apartment amenities and surrounding community. Okay, well, Tamika did not ask for a monetary commitment. And I'll show you, this should not say NA if they don't ask for a monetary commitment or for an application. Let's see, the overall experience of this property. My overall experience of this property was good. The property was well maintained. Oh, well maintained. The greeting of, let's say, me smoothly and okay, let's see. She was very knowledgeable about the property and all it had to offer. She made it easy for me to visualize living there. You want to not just keep using she. Tamika expressed a sense of urgency about the apartment because they did not have many that would be available for my time frame. Okay, well, see, that would be urgency. So then we need to go back in the closing and add that she asked for an application and that she did create urgency. If she said that she didn't. Let's see. The property was well maintained. Tamika greeted me smoothly. She was very knowledgeable of the property and all it had to offer. She made it easy for me to visualize living there. Tamika expressed urgency about the apartment because she wanted me. Okay. She asked me to complete an application, and when I declined, she gave one to me to take. Okay. So let's look at something. Gotta go back to closing. So we want to create urgency. So yes, okay, so that's okay. Ask you to fill out an application. Okay, so we just need to add that down here. And then let's see. Pressing. Okay. Tamika went over everything that we had discussed and asked if I had any questions. She asked if I wanted to complete an application that day and mentioned how they had limited apartments available. She thanked me for, oh, okay, I declined. She thanked me for taking the time to come visit. She made sure that I had an application to take with me, a floor plan, pricing sheet, and a business card. Okay. So that covered all the bases. Okay, so then you'll come back up to here and then view report. When you're done editing, you're going to view the report to make sure it's all consistent. So the names match, the dates are in the correct order, time is in the correct thing. Here's the score right here. If any of this, or if the benchmark, here's the benchmark score for Ellis. If this is under 100%, then when it says what they have to improve, it must be something. It can't be NA. But if that's 100%, then you would put, I did not find a way for Tamika to improve. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you go down this and make sure that everything looks consistent and correct, and then you can send it. But you can't send this yet because we emailed her to ask what other information she was told on the phone about the apartment. So because you had to email her, she hasn't responded yet, you want to come up here and put the shop into missing information, and then update. That will email her over and over until she writes you back. If you have to ask me a question about something, I'm going to leave that there. If you have to ask me a question about something, then you will click right here, typed but not sent, and then right here click update, and that will put the shop in hold typed. That way I know that when I go into your shops that you are waiting for me or someone that works for EPMS to answer a question for you. So if you have to ask me a question, you put it in hold typed. If you have to ask the shopper a question, you put it in missing information. So then you just leave it like that. And when the shopper responds, right here, you'll have a little envelope. So that's it. And I will add another shop in your queue for you to play with today. Don't send it until I look at it, and you can try to edit it and let me know if you have any questions. And I think that's it.